which I have my phone behind me. Let me see if we can do this. Ready? Watch this, you guys. So I'm going live via Instagram and then on here. So we're gonna get you guys set up first, which is perfect. And now you guys are gonna see me do the same intro that I just did on here. Let's fix my hair. All right, let's go. Let's introduce. Well, hello, everyone. We are going to be talking about the BTC show and me using Ruskin 10 there and the Ruskin 10 kits and everything you can get into with how the show was. So first of all, that show was absolutely incredible. I am always so excited to get to see our community, everybody there. I always feel like I never get the chance to see everybody that I want to see. So if I missed any of you guys, I promise next time I'll do my best to see you guys. Congratulations to all of the winners. So many beautiful nominations for the one shot that came through, and it's inspiring to see all of your guys' posts. And it's also a learning experience. I feel like anytime we go to any sort of show, and you always need to walk away with something, learning about yourself, or it's learning about hair or anything like that. And if you guys see me looking down quite a bit, it's because I'm like multitasking. We're also going live on YouTube right now. So they are down below and you guys are up above. How is everyone doing? If you guys went to the show, are you extremely tired? Because the awards were last night. I think I had to fly to get home. I wish I could have been there with you guys, but my little one, it was her picture day. So I promised her that I would get back and I would do her hair and be back here for picture day for her. And so I was trying to see if I could see text or anything going on of who the winners were. And I landed here in Denver at, what time did I land? Our plane got delayed from Dallas, not a lot. We moved gates like 3 times. Gosh, what time did we land? 10-ish. It was kind of on the late side. But by the time I turned it on, the awards were rolling. And you guys have to be tired. It was a long, beautiful show. So I'm excited to be back home. I already miss all of you guys. However, I do want to talk about what I taught about and kind of get in depth, because a lot of you guys, if you were at the show, you got the goodie bags. And inside the goodie bags, the swag bags, whatever you want to call them, you guys will find HLA from Rusk, our high lift ash, which is our 10-minute high lift ash. And then you guys are going to see our Express Gloss 9P. And so I just kind of want to go over those with you guys and then talk a little bit in depth about Ruskin 10, because Ruskin 10, a lot of you guys got the kit. And if you haven't gotten the kit yet, and a lot of you guys were interested in getting the kit, this is a nice little run through. All right, so I'm going to read what I have going down here. I'm doing good, you guys. How are you doing? All right, let's get into it. So Ruskin 10, if you guys were at our class, we had Chef's Kiss with Ashley and myself. And in that class, we went in deep into color theory and how it works. And it was a very interesting class because we really got into the dynamics of, whoa, that one's flying, of color levels and the basics, because I feel like we do tend to forget our basics because we're filled with so much knowledge and we're always learning. And so sometimes when you get to a class, you're like, oh, I think the biggest aha moment was the levels, your 1 through 5, which ones have blue and which ones have red. And when you're working with the color wheel, how does that affect it? So that was a good one. And then I did I'm always scared to get my fingers pinched inside these binders. So then my next class I did with David, and we did Chantilly Blonde, and he did a pixie shag. It was super cool to see. If you guys were there, you know what I'm talking about with the pixie shag. It was pretty cool. I was rocking. Um, let's get into Rusk and 10. So if you guys do want to try out your goodie bag, the HLA that you guys got in that goodie bag, you'll know how to use it. Hello, everyone. Oh my gosh, you guys, on YouTube, we have Brazil, Russia. We have a lot of people on here. Hi, guys. With Ruskin 10, one of the biggest things I want to point out and that we talked about in class is it's American level system. It's not European level. So what does that mean? That means that you need to know if you're going from one color line to another color line that you know what color line that level system is. So European level color system was the first color system that was created, and their colors were darker, and so they have more of a range of a color levels versus American level system. We don't have the same amount of levels. And if you come over to try Ruskin 10 and you're using Rusk Deep Shine Permanent, Rusk Deep Shine Permanent is European. Ruskin 10 is American. And if you're not sure what your line is, ask your distributor and they'll tell you. If you guys are getting the kit and you are wanting to try out the Ruskin 10, and you don't know what level system you're coming from, whether it's European or American, and you're coming over to try Ruskin 10, shoot me a message and I can definitely let you know which system you're in. Next thing I'm going to let you guys know, so with Ruskin 10, we have this beautiful color range. Be some Vanna White here for you guys. And so with Ruskin 10, we're going to have 5NN, 7NN, and that's going to be our double brown plus yellow. This is really going to help with that gray coverage when you need that double pigmentation, when you are working on straight white hair and you need to get that coverage. Then we have levels 1 through 8 in the N series, and we have red, yellow, blue, and that's going to make brown. So these are going to be your primary levels when you are working with coloring gray. When it comes to coloring gray, as I was saying from European to American, hey David, if you are used to using a level 6, level 5 and 6, I think those are the most popular color levels. If you're used to using that and you're coming over to Ruskin 10 and you're using a 6, drop to a 5. If you're using a 5, drop to a 4. Drop one full level down, so then that way you are not getting AKA hot roots and complaining or saying it doesn't cover. Make sure you're dropping down. The next thing, what you're going to do with Ruskin 10 when it comes to gray coverage is you can use all the developers with Ruskin 10. You can use the 0 lift, the 10 vol, the 20 vol, the 30 vol, and even the 40 vol. But when it comes to getting that depth, that pigmentation, I'm going to reach for 0 lift or 10 vol. I want you guys to look out. We're going to get our lift. Our ammonia is from our tube of color. It is not from our developer. So as long as your color bowl is accounting for the percentage of gray that is on their head, the easy formula that I can tell you guys is, say they have 50% gray hair, and then you want to hit, say it's like an ash. So make sure if we're doing a level 5 and they're 50% gray, grab either your 5NN or 5N, 20 grams, and then if you're wanting to hit an ash level, then get your desired level. So then you would do the other half of your formula, 5A, 20 grams. So your color bowl is ready to handle that gray coverage. You do not need to use the 20 volume to handle that. So I would recommend, especially when you're working in the darker levels, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, I'll reach for that 0 lift or that 10 volume. It's going to give you more depth. It's going to give you more pigmentation, and you are going to enjoy that color so much more. I feel like too often when I was using 20 volume developer, you add it to your gray formula and you go to rinse them and you're like, it's almost warm. It's too warm for you. And what's happening is our developer is activating that bowl of color. So when you pour that developer in, it's going to activate it. And the higher the developer, the faster it's going to develop and it's going to eat through the pigments. So grabbing a lower developer is going to help you with the gray coverage. Also with gray coverage, with mixed ratios with Ruskin 10, I want you guys for super stubborn grays or typical gray coverage, I recommend 1-to-1 mix ratio. And then our normal traditional mix ratio is a 1-to-2 mix ratio. And then if you're still having issues with gray coverage, here's some really good recommendations that I will recommend. So if you look here in our swatches, we have Boost. So Boost is a colorless color. And what does that essentially mean? It means it's, if you've heard clear in other lines, it's clear. It's ammonia in the tube, because I told you guys, where do we get our lift in our ammonia from? We're getting it from the tube of color. Hey, gorgeous. And so what I like to do with Boost when it comes to gray coverage, it's like my little magic trick. I probably use it with every single gray coverage that I work on. So I will take a ribbon of the Boost, and when I say a ribbon, think this is my bowl of color. I'm going to take it and I'm going to go from one side to the other. And one side of the bowl to the other side of the bowl is going to be 5 milliliters. So you don't really have to adjust your developer too much for that, but it's random thing. So what it's going to do is it's going to swell the cuticle. So think of the hair cuticle as like shingles on a roof. And when you add more ammonia and you're raising the pH balance, it's going to open up that cuticle. And what is that going to allow to happen? It's going to allow for a better deposit of the pigments into the hair shaft or the hair cuticle, and therefore you're going to get better coverage. So those are my little tweaks and tips for gray coverage. And then the other two ones that I would do is, we know that if you're working on white and gray hair, it's missing warmth. And one of our best friends for making sure that we do get that gray coverage is reaching for any of the gold series. So they have 6G and 8G. I'll show you guys. We have the 6G. It's hard to show I have my phone below. So I'm showing them. I'll add a ribbon of it as well. Then say you're like, okay, we've done it all, Katie. I've added the Boost. I've done 1-to-1. I've done the zero lift or the 10 ball, but I'm still having issues with it being too light or it's not giving enough pigmentation. That's when I recommend using a anchor color. What is a anchor color? An anchor color is, say I have my color bowl and it's a level 5 that we have in our color bowl, and you are too scared to add any 4 into that bowl because you're like, that's going to take it way too dark for me. Add a anchor color. It's all about adding the ribbons of color. So I'll go and reach for a 4 and I'll do a ribbon of it from one side to the other. And that ribbon is going to help with adding just enough depth into that formula without taking them the dark. Thank you for the love. And I have lots of love down here. Love you too. Guys, what color are these white ladies' eyes? What color? They're guessing my eye color on YouTube. It's cute. Next up, we're going to get into the other colors in the portfolio, and then I'll make sure I go over HLA for you guys if you got that in your goodie bag so you can use it. We have our Ash series, and what's beautiful on our color swatches, especially if you got the Ruskin 10 kit, you will have this swatch book to be able to use it how I'm telling you. If you can see really close, there is a color bar at the top right here. So example, for the 5A that we have, the 5A is going to have green and blue, and the green at a level 5, it's going to help neutralize any of the red that we do get at a level 5. And then it's going to show how much of that tone on this little bar is in each level. So with our ash, we have 5A, 7A, and then 8A. And so that's a green, blue, blue, violet, blue, violet. And it'll show how much of each. And we are working with pure tones. So there is no gray background, there's no black background. These guys are pure tones. And what are pure tones? Pure tones are pure green, pure violet, pure blue. You're literally working with the color wheel. And so be aware of that when you are working with your color. And if you need to add any N into it, to make sure that if you're working with that gray coverage, that you are accounting for that. All right. So then we have the S series. The S series with any rust color does not stand for silver, you guys. It does not mean silver. S means sand. Sand is like the perfect formulation of not too warm, not too cool. It's chef's kiss right there in the middle for you. And in the sand series, we have 6, 8, and 10. Then moving on, we have our G series. We have 6G and 8G, and G is straight up yellow. I love, love, love to add yellow to any of my formulas, especially those brunettes that are feeling flat. That yellow is going to give a pop to that brunette and really give that vibrancy. If you feel like you're missing it, that's where you're going to get the vibrancy, is adding any sort of yellow into it. And that yellow is not going to make it like warm like how my hair is. My hair is like a orange. It's straight up orange. So think of that. If your brunette is flat in the color, add some gold, aka yellow. Then we're moving on to our copper gold series. We have 6C and we have 6CG, and that's going to be orange, straight up orange. I used on my hair Deep Shine Permanent. Oh my gosh, I'm forgetting the 7cc. So our coppers are absolutely vibrant and beautiful. And then moving down, we have our mahogany series, which is our red. And Rusk is really known for these beautiful reds, as you can see on these swatches right there and up here. You cannot find another line that has the pigmentation that they have. It's absolutely incredible. Now we're getting to the HLA that is in your guys' swag bags that you got from the show. So that is the swatch of the HLA that you guys got. Same for you guys down here. So with the HLA, you're going to get 4+ levels of lift on virgin hair. And one of my models that I had in class, we highlighted her with HLA. So we lifted and toned all in one go, and it was absolutely gorgeous. Where do you get this? So that's a good question. So if you guys are wanting to get this and you weren't at the show that I was just at in Dallas, go to ruskpro.com and get registered on there, and you can get anything on here. She looks like this. You're so sweet. Thank you. Okay. Next up is then we have our boost, which I kind of shortly went over with you guys, and that is clear in a tube of color. So we just hit base as quick as I could on the Rusk and 10 colors, everything that's in it, how to use it. We had the kits that we had at the show that we gave out, and if you guys are looking to get the kits, ruskpro.com. You can also message me directly either on here on Instagram or on here on YouTube, and I can help you guys get that. Then we have in the goodie bags that you guys got was the, oh my gosh, I don't want to knock anything over. I'm always reaching down. Was the Express Gloss. The Express Glosses I love. I use every single day. Let's pull these guys out. And you guys got the 9P. The 9P can make the most beautiful, beautiful blonde you could imagine. With our glosses, you're going to see different packaging for them. So what you're going to see is, I call it the OG. So it is this package that you're seeing right here on the front cover. And this has every single color you could need or utilize. But we're not going to talk about these today. We will talk about them another day. My Vanna White moment. All right, we are going to be talking about our Express glosses. These guys right here. So we have 6NW, 7N, 9P, and 9VR. And we're going to go down each one because we also had the gloss kits that we passed out at the show as well. So if you got one of those gloss kits, you got, I believe it was all 4 glosses in there. It's been a long few days, so don't quote me. We have the Express glosses. So with the Express glosses, it's going to be a 1-to-1 mix ratio. It's going to last up to 23 washes. You can use either 0 lift developer with it, or you can use a 10 volume developer with it. The big difference between the two is the 0 lift, you're not going to have any base bump, base shift. You're not going to mess with their natural at all. It's going to be deposit only. If you use the 10 volume, you're going to have at least in my experience, half a level of a base shift on their natural hair, and you're going to expose some of the warmth. So those are the two developers that you can use with it. With the express glosses, it only needs 5 minutes. 5 minutes, that's it for it to process. And it's very true to tone as it's processing. So you know how some glosses you put it on and you're like freaking out because it's turning like violet or blue, or you're just like, oh my God. And then you rinse it too soon and you're like, why did I do that? So that is not what these guys do. They were made and developed purposely so that when you're watching them process, it's not going to scare you to the point where you need to rinse them. And you guys got the 9P. So the 9P is pearl silver plus violet. Then we have the 6NW, which is double yellow plus red, blue. The 7N is natural red, yellow, blue. And then we have the VR, which is violet, red. Absolutely beautiful. You can also add these express shades into any of our other deep shine demi shades or deep shine gloss toners that we have, which are these guys right here in the back. And I recommend you guys trying the 9P. In 5 minutes, you're gonna have a absolutely beautiful like platinum blonde. So yeah, that's the quick little cover of the colors that you guys got in your goodie bags, which was the HLA and the Express 9P that we have here. I did speak with some of you at the show, and I know you guys were wanting to have a class at your salon. You were wanting some education. I know a few of you were very interested in the kits themselves, so make sure you're registered with ruskpro.com. And then any questions you guys have, you can shoot me a message or you can shoot Rusk a message directly. So that is it, my beautiful people. I hope you guys have a gorgeous night. And those of you that were at the show over the weekend and probably are just getting home, get lots of rest, my beauties, and I will talk to you soon. Bye. All right, you guys, what are you doing down here? I was joking. You look amazing. You guys always have so much to say on here. I had to get ready and do my makeup so quick for this live. There we go. Oh my God, I had to get down that snooky poof. All right, you guys. Seriously, color education right there. I look like a crazy hot mess right now. But make sure you're subscribed and I will give you guys loads more education. Or if you just need to stare at me, I'm here. Bye.